Tesla's huge market cap of nearly $800 billion is a whole lot more than just a vanity number to brag about. It is actually a huge competitive advantage. I'm Jonathan, and welcome to Cleanerwatt. Currently, Tesla's market cap stands at just over $790 billion, VW around $100 billion, GM around $70 billion, and Ford around $40 billion. And as the Volkswagen CEO Herbert Diess pointed out in this Bloomberg article, this potentially gives Tesla a huge market advantage. Quote, in the almost 2.5 years since Diess told investors VW needed to aim for valuation levels more in line with Apple, Amazon, and Google to still be around for another 2 decades, the gap has only grown. Elon Musk has beaten him to the punch. The issue is more than just a matter of bragging rights. In a single week last month, Tesla and Chinese electric vehicle makers NIO and Xpeng raised $9.7 billion worth of capital by selling stock. The $5 billion that Tesla raised was equivalent to about half of VW's annual net cash flow. So this $800 billion advantage that Tesla has is really just the fact that with this huge market cap, they're able to raise large amounts of money in the billions without diluting their stock hardly at all. For instance, with their latest stock offering, Tesla was able to raise $5 billion and dilute the stock less than 1%. And if Tesla wanted to raise another $5 billion right now at around $840 per share, the dilution amount would only be 0.6%. Hypothetically, if the Volkswagen Auto Group wanted to raise $5 billion with a stock offering, that would dilute their stock 5%. A $5 billion raise by GM would dilute their stock 7%, and a $5 billion raise by Ford would dilute the stock by around 12%. So as these hypothetical examples show with GM, VW, and Ford, Tesla has a huge advantage when it comes to raising capital through stock offerings. As this Electrek article pointed out in December of last year, in 2020, Tesla raised $2 billion in February, $5 billion in September, and of course the $5 billion raise that we mentioned in December. With these capital raises and the cash that Tesla already had on hand, that puts their balance sheet at around $19.5 billion of cash or cash equivalents on hand for Tesla. However, although this is a lot of cash, I think it's really important that we make a differentiation between just having a lot of cash and knowing what to do with it. Just cash alone is not the key, but it's cash in the right hands of the right company. And apparently because Tesla's stock price has gone up since the capital raise, the market believes that this cash raised by Tesla is in the right hands of the right company. And the market seems to believe that this will help accelerate Tesla's plans and give them more stability in the future. It's also really important, as Elon Musk pointed out, that they don't waste the cash that they have. In Tesla's Q3 2020 investors conference call, Elon Musk said, quote, "We're trying to spend money at the fastest rate that we can possibly spend it and not waste it." The good news is that Tesla is definitely not wasting money, and as Gally from Hyperchange pointed out on Twitter, quote, "Tesla appears to be about 5 times more efficient on capex spending per unit of vehicle production, including vertical integration, than in 2017. Seems almost too good to be true." Having this large amount of cash on hand and the ability to raise more cash without a huge dilution of the stock gives Tesla the ability to have access to a huge war chest and allows them to more quickly accelerate their plans for expansion as they build more factories and make new products. After all, Tesla is currently building a gigafactory in Berlin, Germany. They're expanding their gigafactory in Shanghai. They're building a gigafactory in Texas. I believe we'll hear about more gigafactory announcements soon, as well as an apparent expansion into India. And Tesla is currently developing some new exciting products like the Tesla Semi, the Cybertruck, the Roadster, and in the future a $25,000 compact electric vehicle. Another big difference about where Tesla is today versus where they were a few years ago is that Tesla is now profitable and they generate free cash flow. According to Tesla's most recent Q3 2020 investor letter, in that quarter, Q3 of 2020, they had operating cash flow less capex of around $1.4 billion. They also once again posted a GAAP profit in this quarter. Now I do want to swing back to Volkswagen for just a minute and point out the fact that Volkswagen is not cash poor. They have a lot of cash on hand as well, and they have a huge manufacturing footprint. According to the Macro Trends website, the Volkswagen Auto Group had around $77 billion of cash on hand at the end of Q3 2020. And although Volkswagen has a lot of investment in legacy gas-burning vehicles, gas and diesel-burning vehicles, they are making huge investments in the EV space. As a reminder, the Volkswagen Auto Group includes not only Volkswagen, but also international brands like Seat, Skoda, and MAN, and luxury and exotic brands like Lamborghini, Bugatti, Bentley, Porsche, and Audi. These investments have led to some very compelling and well-designed EVs like the hatchback ID3 and the compact SUV the ID4, two of the most recent luxury electric vehicles that the Volkswagen Auto Group has brought out include the Porsche Taycan and the Audi e-tron. In addition, the Volkswagen Auto Group plans to launch quite a few other EVs in the coming years. As this Wall Street Journal article pointed out recently, quote, Volkswagen Auto Group plans to invest around $86 billion in the development of electric vehicles and other new technologies over the next 5 years, as the world's largest automaker races to overtake Tesla Incorporated as the leading maker of electric cars. So if you do the math and divide that $86 billion by 5 years, that equates to just over $17 billion per year that VW is spending towards electrification. And Volkswagen is wise to spend this money because they're currently trying to play catch up with Tesla, as Tesla has a huge lead when it comes to not only volume, but also technology. In a recent LinkedIn article written by Herbert Diess, he pointed to the fact that VW is trying to play catch up with Tesla in terms of technology by 2024. In conclusion, Tesla's mission is becoming a reality, and not only do they have the talent and the roadmap for success, but they also have access to the cash that they'll need to get there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something as well. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, if you click the bell icon, you'll be notified when new videos are published. Also, if you did like the video, please consider clicking that like button because it helps other people find the video as well. I also wanted to take a moment here at the end of the video to thank the Patreon supporters who support me every month and help make this content possible. A special thank you to my performance supporters and the other supporters listed on the screen. If you'd like to find out more about the Patreon community that I've set up, I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you so much.